First off, I want to introduce to you Mr. Daryl Shaleek with the Big Beats.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Yes, glad to have you here. So I want to hear about, from you guys. Tell me a little bit about yourself. First with Shaleek. If I, introduce you to somebody and I say, hey, me, Shaleek with the Big Beats. First of all, we got to represent Brownsville, Brooklyn is in the house.
Brooklyn.
Brownsville, come on,
Nothing
represent.
but captains and generals from Brownsville.
Nothing but captains and generals, from Brownsville. But if I was to introduce you and tell me a little bit about yourself and about what types of music and art attracted you growing up in Brooklyn.
Okay, well, as you say, I'm from Brooklyn, Brownsville, Brooklyn. As far as back as I can remember, my brother was, when he get paid on Friday night, he would come home and he'd dress up, ain't going nowhere. He put on his brim hat, his turtleneck,
right,
and he'd play the record player. And we'd just hang out. He'd drink his Schaefer's and Miller's.
Lord, Schaefer and Miller.
Teddy Pendergrass on and Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes on. And that's how it got into me. It was a disease.
Right. Well, so what were some of the artists that you liked when you were younger? Like maybe you heard your brother or your parents play that you could remember?
As far as, like I said, Teddy Pendergrass, Curtis Mayfield, even Isaac Hayes.
Yes.
Those are hot songs. You didn't even realize it was a hot song. Even the Whispers,
Yes. The Whispers, yes.
Yeah. And actually, the Whispers was the first record, when I got my turntables, those were the first records I spent back. Because I forgot the name of the record, but it was a loop on one of their records. We used to spin it back. But anyway, after buying my first turntables, that was it for me. That took me off the streets. We had in my projects, we did have a center that we went to and played basketball and stuff like that. But I wasn't a sports guy. I had asthma when I was a kid.
Wow.
So I couldn't play with the regular kids, so what I do? I put that energy towards music.
Right.
I got me some turntables. Me and my friend used to get on a train and ride all the way to the Bronx just to get the latest break beat, and from there we gave parties. We was charging $1.50 to get in. That's how far I'm taking it back.
Oh, he's taking it back.
Taking $1.50 to get into our parties, and we was doing it.
Yeah, I remember back in Brownsville, they used to have abandoned buildings, and they would go in there, would fix up the lights from the light pole, the electric from the light bulb, and have a whole party in an abandoned building.
Abandoned building.
Until the cops came and shut us down. But, wow.
To the parks and everything.
Yeah, that was a thing in Brooklyn and the Bronx.
I was there when hip hop was born, so we was there.
Yeah.
We was there.
We grew up hip hop.
Yeah.
Grew up hip hop, and even to the days, James Brown, I give him much respect because a lot of hip hop artists sampled a lot of his music. A lot of his music was being sampled during that time to create, different beats. There was a lot of sampling going on.
And guess what else it did? It created thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
It made me an engineer. It made me a producer. It made me a DJ. I didn't know. But it did. Right. I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, I'm gonna have to say it inspired you to be because you had that gift in you.
It was
already.
Exactly.
It just inspired you. Right? It didn't make you, but it inspired you, and that made you use your gift to become this powerful engineer and producer that you are.
I could charge for this. All right, let's see people buy. Come on, hip hop. Music. I'm not saying hip hop, but music just did it. It created a lot of things like that.
Right. And I'm a hip hop head, because in Brooklyn, that's what we did. We sat outside in Circle of Rhymes all the time. And one thing that hip hop did for us, it did keep us off the street, but it also allowed us an outlet, like a therapeutic outlet, to be able to write our thoughts. Our therapists always say, write your thoughts down, write your feelings down. We already had that method. We put it in rhymes and we battled each other. That was back in the break beat days and the beat streets and a break dance and we battled each other and we didn't fight until later on in the 80s when the crack era hit. Then everybody started getting crazy out there. So it was a good way.
Hip hop stayed the same, but life in the hood changed.
Yes.
Because hip hop took a good chunk out of that violence and stuff.
Yes.
It did.
Life in the hood did change with the drug, and then when the lyrics had to change because the lyrics were, like we said, based on what we were living.
Exactly.
Based on what we were living. And a lot of people put a negative stigma on hip hop, but they don't realize if you take away poverty or fight poverty and give the poor impoverished environments the things that they need, they will have less of these things to talk about in their raps or to glorify, because you don't leave them nowhere else but to glorify them things. But that's another show.
Yeah,
We're going to get on that.
Hip hop is now today.
Yes, in the music industry, they push that, so young people, they talk about
why is music bad and movies are not?
And movies are not. Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. There's so much violence in movies. Way before hip hop.
Way before hip hop.
Blaxploitation.
The Godfather, they was killing people back and forth in the Godfather.
All the gangster movies.
Come on. Cowboys and Indians.
Yes.
The Westerns.
Yes.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Violence didn't start with hip hop.
Violence did not start with hip hop. All hip hop did was talk about the violence that a lot of young people were living, and they wanted to express what they were going through and what they did not want to be in. They was trying to come out of that.
My DJ name was Spanky D. Spanky D.
And we had our little sweatshirts, and you get your iron-on name in the back.
I had my belt buckle
with your name on it, But it builds a pride when you do something in your community, and everybody's there screaming for you, supporting you, and making you
became a
feel good.
queen in your kingdom.
Exactly.
That's when it started.
Using my gift.
That's when it
Your
started.
talents, your
Exactly.
skill.
All of us. Exactly. So when did you start? I'm going to start with Shaleek. When did you start, feeling, really knowing that you had a skill and you really wanted to put it to work to do some professional stuff? When did you start feeling that?
When I charged my first client.
That's a good one.
First dollar.
No, I felt it when I sold my first beat to somebody who's actually had a record deal.
Right.
That's when I was like, this is it. I'm out. I'm going.
See?
And I felt so proud.
You felt proud. You wanted to take your dollars to the wall, didn't you?
Yes. If I could, but that little $1,500.
But is that still a thing now? I remember back in the days, people used to put their money in a frame, the first dollar.
You still see it in the poppy stores. They still do that.
Oh, my goodness. I remember that. And speaking of pain, we got somebody else in here got the nerve to have another talent. Okay, not only is he the beats, Pearson, Shaleek the beats, but he do a little painting too. I understand that over the COVID quarantine, you decided to do some painting of your favorite two people. Tell me a little bit about that moment. What made you want to put your hand in some canvas?
Well, I have these big walls in my house that has nothing on it, so I was redecorating the house, and I was going to these stores looking for something to put on these walls, big 60 by 50 size, $2,000, $3,000 with the frame. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, no. I could do it myself.
Right.
I bought me some tar.
Creativity.
I bought some wood. I made my own frame.
Wow.
Yes.
And I painted my own picture.
Exactly.
And put it on the wall.
Abstract painting?
Abstract.
Well, let's show a little bit of Shaleek's work up here on the screen. Let's give it up for Shaleek's artistry. And the painter, and the t-shirts,
I'm gonna keep going.
and making everything work.
That's dope.
From Beville, Brownsville. Check out the t-shirts, the sweatshirts, and the designs.
See, creative people, we can't just do one
Can't
thing.
stop.
I mean, like, so
just
many
do
times.
I tell my kids, don't ever tell me you're bored. Don't ever.
I tell my daughter the same thing.
Don't ever use that word. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to music, how we all, I was thinking about that. We had people in our house playing music when we was growing up.
Yes.
When my kids was growing up, we didn't play music. I was running a recording studio. So they didn't get the same energy
thing,
I got when I grew up. So
Yeah,
right,
my
yeah.
son went towards doing what I'm doing, which is producing and recording people.
Great.
And my daughter, she listens to the Korean group.
Right.
So
K-pop.
K-pop. So
Okay.
they wouldn't. But you see how your parents
My daughter
will
listens to
Right.
it too. yeah.
Influence. Yes.
influence certain things.
So how do you see yourself being an influence in the people that you work with and create music with in the community?
My influence is, don't ever tell me you bored. Don't tell me you can't make no money.
No, I'm talking about what you do with them because, see, I don't know if you realize this, but that's community work.
Right.
And what I mean by is that you stayed in your community where you are, created a business out of your home so that
Yes.
people can reach you in the community so that they can be able to come to you to create whatever is on their mind and in their hearts, and then take that material and go out into the world and share it to touch other people.
Absolutely.
So it's not that you just telling them and inspiring them through your words and what you're saying, but it's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're helping people dreams come alive.
Absolutely.
You're helping people words come alive on music with tones and for them to go out and to perform this thing and lift somebody else up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it travels far and wide, and who knows how far and wide.
And I always get someone sitting in my control room and ask me, "Did you go to school for this?" No.
Exactly. That's
Self-taught.
what
Yeah,
everybody
that's
in here.
self-taught.
Self-taught.
Yeah.
We got the videographer here that flipped my video coming into this show. You know, he's his own engineer. He has his own studio. He
Flyers.
develops websites, flyers. He got
Graphic
T-shirts.
designer.
Like, come on, you got to hit Shaleek Beats up, the beat shop. You got to hit him up. You got to
Come do a
to
song
get
with
these
me.
links.
You end up going to his studio to record. That's
And
for
if you
sure.
let me get a couple of bars on there, I'm a little old, but I can still spit a little something. I'll put some on there for
And me
you.
and my DJs got to come and do something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
DJs. I forgot all about that into music now.
Yes.
And I also want to ask you too, Shaleek.
You know, a lot of us, minorities grew up poor and
Absolutely.
depressed. We don't realize that we depressed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Like what you
Yep.
just said. Yeah.
to get a job and plus have a hustle on the side, a legit hustle on the side, that's doubling your income,
Right.
So it opens your mind.
Yes.
Use it. Don't just sit there depressed and want to shoot somebody or rob somebody and take it.
That's right.
No, you can express it.
Yeah, because we're all
Other
here.
ways.
We are all here for a reason.
Exactly.
We all have a purpose.
And music can take you a long way. So we are coming down on the hour. So I want to ask y'all briefly, what is your plans for the what you're doing now? And also tell people what you're doing now and where they can find you to either support you or to join you and in any kind of way to help you go forward successfully.
Okay, well,
Oh man, I got so many different pages. I'm not gonna kill you guys with everything, but you can find my main page on Instagram, Shaleek 111, which is my birthday, 11/1 CEO.
Okay, Capricorn.
Shaleek 111 CEO. On my new adventures is now I'm affiliated with a black travel agency, black-owned travel agency.
Wow.
And we cater to more of the upper class, elderly people who's retired and
Right.
have money and they never traveled the world, so
Yeah.
we cater to them. And I DJ on a lot of their trips.
Wow.
So that's a new venture that I'm doing.
Very
right now.
nice,
Yeah.
very nice. Give it up for them. That's nice. Taking care
It's
of
called Our Gang
seniors,
Travel.
our
Our Gang
elders.
Travel.